Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Florencio Files, where we take a look at some of the dirtiest strats from the sewers. Down here in the bottom left side, it is, of course, Florencio. Opening up with an early chrono boost on the nexus, because why the heck not? His opponent is going to be in the top right side. It's a Terran player, so he's playing a PvT this game. It's Hyrule's Tachyon. A Tachyon beam? A Tachyon beam. Either way, it's going to be PvT. For those who aren't familiar with Florencio, he is a dirty Protoss player who has branched out. He's played a lot of Zerg and Terran over the last few years, but recently he has been dipping his toes heavily back into his Protoss love, his original romance with the cheesy cannon rush opening coming out here. He's going to be rushing across the map and already one probe, not entering vision. Yeah, sneaky pylon. Oh, but check it out, Terran player going for a scout, sees that pylon. Probe's going to run on into the base and he's going to... Oh, okay. He's going to lock the door. Now, Tachyon could always lower this depot to get down there. But, okay, he's going to go after this probe. By the looks of it, the probe does evade those SCVs. SCV's going after this pylon. It's going to take a while to kill it. Now, Florencio has another probe hidden on the natural right now. He's coming in. He's hiding behind there. I don't think Tachyon's seen that other probe. He has not. This one in the back of the main might be up to no good, though. Watch out. That probe, it got spotted, but only for a moment. I don't think the Terran player realized. And Florencio goes for the bad mana. Hey, dickhead, you can't mine here anymore, pylon in the mineral line. And another one! This is just to interrupt the mining and make it really awkward. If he can get another pylon in here, he might completely cut off some of these mineral patches. And he gets it! Oh my god, that means those two mineral patches are basically unmineable. Dude, look at how much mining time he's wasting. Now, I'm not saying this is in of itself efficient, but it's really annoying. It's very distracting. And, oh, is he just going back to mine? But look at that! They have to go all the way around to mine those patches. Oh, this is so awkward, man. Oh my god, those SCVs are mining so inefficiently. He's coming in for round two. A very sneaky cannon rush is going to come in delayed. Now, he's got a gas going down behind this and a gateway at home, but there we go. Cannon goes down at the front. Marines do react immediately. Tachyon has got to pull this other Marine over, though. The other Marine wasting its time shooting pylons. Tachyon realizes, brings it over. Third Marine is on the way. He's going to be able to get rid of some of these cannons, but not all of them. This one here is the one that's taking damage. You can see its hit points getting pretty low, so that looks like it will die before it finishes. The other two are going up, though. Cancels at the last second, immediately puts it down one more time. The problem for Florencio is he doesn't have high ground vision, guys, so even if these cannons get up, how will he spot the high ground? He's investing so much money in this. And I mean, he will get cannons up. He could stand a probe right there. Wait. He just clicks the probe right up. If he stood it there, the Marines might have been out of range, or they might have come into cannon range and actually got shot down. And then you can kind of dance the probe up and down the ramp. But Florencio, uncharacteristically, just throws the probe to its doom. And that cannon rush gets shut down. He has to go for a second gas, a Cybercore, a Zealot. It looks like he's going to move down and try and secure his expansion. The Terran player, though, still has some of the shittiest mining ever, guys. Watch this SCV. Look at that SCV route. These SCVs mining on the back line. Oh my god, they might as well be mining from a different base. Oh, getting rid of these pylons is going to help out the mining rate so much. It's already 200 minerals a minute lower, even though it's equal workers and they're both on one base. But the Marines are now clearing it up. That mineral patch is now accessible. And as this pylon goes down, this one will be accessible as well. This pylon on the bottom doesn't actually do that much. I think if it was one space up, it would actually block that middle patch off completely. So if Florencio got this pylon one space higher, I think it would have been even more effective. Finally, Tachyon, though, does reestablish control and says, all right, my opponent's a dickhead. I haven't lost a unit, though. My opponent's lost a lot of resources. Yes, this has distracted me, but that's all right. We're going to go for a counterattack. I don't have a command center. I'm on one base. But I'm going to go 2 barracks, tech lab, get a starport, a factory. So it looks like some sort of stuff is getting ready. And Tachyon's going to build a missile turret on one base. Tachyon's like, well, you know, someone who's opened up like that is going to either rush Oracles or Dark Templar into my base. I need a missile turret on one base. Some would say overkill. I would say fair enough. You've probably been cheesed before. You don't want to be taken out again. And yeah, he's going to go for a Raven as well. That's why the starport's on the tech lab. So Tachyon has already basically stereotyped Florencio as your classic cheeser. It's like, all right, you're going to make invisible units and flying units next. I need detection. I need to make sure I don't die. Okay, just detection. Sit on one base, make army, survive. Little does he realize Florencio's actually expanded. Florencio's doing his weird ass impression of a macro game once again, guys. Look at that. Chrono boosting 2 Nexi at once. Oh my god. Building probes off 2 nexi, multiple probes queued up. He's going for what looks like a Colossus transition with the Robo Bay. Could be disruptors there as well. 2 cannons and a battery guarding the front. And is that 31 probes versus 24? So that's kind of a healthy economic lead there for Florencio as his probing does die down for a moment here. But as I say it, queues up 4 more probes and chrono boosts. Oh my god, Florencio. This is the new Florencio, guys. He's got that ability to quote-unquote macro. Depots building in the back. Tapion will not be getting supply blocked again after that nasty 31 supply block. Keeping up the SCV production. The command center is almost finished. So this should be a pretty even game. Stim and shields queued up off the 1 tech lab, and it's a 10 Marine Raven push out, or maybe just securing the natural expansion. Not too bad. Colossus is on the way. Third gas goes down as well. So Florencio's like, all right, we'll get Colossus. I think he already saw quite a few Marines earlier. He actually spotted the command center as well. How did he see that? Did he run something up there? I'm so confused how he spotted that command center. Maybe, I guess I'm just blind. Maybe he did run a unit in. Has he... Oh, an observer went in and died to the Raven. Ah, the Raven detected it. Okay, that's what happened. Combat shields coming in now as well. The Terran player moving down that right side of the map. He has a couple of Hellions. Bit of an odd choice there. As the Starport will now swap over onto that reactor. We've got 3 Stalkers, a Zealot, and a Colossus. This here may be the shittiest army I've ever seen a Protoss player move out of the map with, but Florencio knows no fear. Oh, did he see it? He sees it! The Raven, the Hellions, and the Marines are coming forwards. They do have stim, but no shields. But this is so few Protoss units, this might just work. He does an interference matrix, but Florencio is so far away from the Marines. They're not really on top of this. Florencio's trying to run, waiting for this matrix to wear off so his Colossus can shoot. Oh no, he's already lost all of his Stalkers. But that being said, the stim is about to run out. The stim runs out. Oh my god, these Marines are getting blasted right now. Another stim comes down. So many Marines dying. They do get the Colossus, and you can see him doing a spready to the gods as he floats up backwards off the edge of that map. But you know what? I don't even know if that was that good a trade for the Terran player. Getting 3 Stalkers, I guess, makes it all right. You do keep the Raven alive. If you lost the Raven, I think definitely not. But as it is, not too bad. Florencio's on 2 bases. He's pretty much full. Still needs 1 more gas there. Colossus, Disruptor, Stalkers, all this stuff looking really good. We've got, what, 3 commands and his 3 barracks. So pretty solid setup on both sides. It looks pretty even. The only thing missing is just the continual barracks production. Tapion's actual bio army is very weak, right? Needs to really keep up the Marine Marauder production. And with the Raven there, ready to do more interference matrix, it's even getting repaired by these SCVs. Vikings are being added in as well to deal with the Colossus, and Florencio's only got unupgraded Stalkers. He's got 9 Stalkers, a Zealot, a Disruptor. He's building 1 more Colossus. He's getting it that Viagra upgrade as well, just to help out with the length of its daddy longlegs lasers. And the Nexus is going down. Yeah, Stalkers are really... They're okay as a general purpose unit, but for their cost, they're not going to provide much meat in the army. So just a good number of Marauders could definitely overwhelm this. However, right now, Tapion moving out with just a handful of units. I mean, there's very few actual units in there. 9 Marines and 2 Marauders. Not really going to do too much. There is a siege tank, though. And more barracks continuing to come down. Does hit a supply block on 70, but that command center counts as 2 depots, so that'll pop him out of the supply block in a moment. Ooh, Florencio stumbles across this army. Siege tank does see this. Uh-oh. Tapion's going to dive for the expansion. Can he get the kill? I think he could, but the siege tank does get caught out. That's a problem. Marines on the backside get cleaned up with the Zealot. The Viking getting some hits on the Colossus. Here we go. Another interference matrix goes down, but a big disruptor shot does take out some of the Marines and Marauders. And Florencio's Colossus just walks right past, unable to fire while it's in that matrix. And there we go. Tapion does have to pull back. Doesn't get the kill on the Nexus. As I said, pushing out with just such a small squad of bio. Not a very strong army, but Tapion still has... As I said, Stim Bio, Marauders, Marines, +1 attack. All this stuff is going to outscale Stalkers in the long run. What do you got? Second Colossus, still making Stalkers. By the way, I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet. Florencio made bloody Warp Gate this game. Normally, Florencio only makes Warp Gate, or at least this was his reasoning a few years ago. Last time I guess I asked him about it, was if he's going Storm so he can hide High Templar in the back of his base so they can't see them popping out of his gateways. Uh-oh, he's going to go for a counter push here. Oh, big disruptor shot. Could... What? What? What the hell was that? The Terran was just running away. Florencio takes his disruptor shot and just pulls it back. Dude. Guys, I don't know how old Florencio is, but I have a feeling we may have just got a bit of an insight into the state of his balls. He just old man lawn chaired himself. You know what I'm talking about? When the ball gets stuck between the slats, he just sat on his own balls. Killed 5 Stalkers and a Zealot with his own disruptor shot, but then he gets a big one on the Terran. Siege does help make up for it. Are we going to see another interference matrix? Yes, we are. Tapion just loves that cuck matrix. He says, hey, Colossus, you're a cuck. And the Colossus losing its confidence, man. If these Stalkers just get one hit on that Raven, come on, Florencio, you know you want to do it. There we go. He at least kills the Raven, but he loses his entire army with this overcommitment. The command center does get repaired. Florencio recalls this Colossus and this Stalker on the map. The other Stalkers, oh, gonna get some hits on the Liberators. Not bad. They don't want to get caught by the bio, though. And right now, his third's looking very vulnerable. He's warping in more Stalkers, more Colossus. Another Colossus is building. So one Colossus, 8 Stalkers. I don't know if it can defend this Liberator push. The bio coming in. The Colossus just gets hammered. And a Stalker goes down. Another Stalker goes down. This is a much better force for the Terran. But the Liberator, did it kill some probes? It's not actually facing the Stalkers right now. And there's not much bio left. The rally just so weak for Tapion. Unable in this high-pressure game to keep up the production. And the Stalkers will push back the Medivacs, take out that Liberator. The push is held. And guess what, guys? It's 10 minutes in and Florencio has a 4th base and almost 50 workers. My lord. And he's playing Stalker Colossus, which is like a kind of vague approximation of a normal style. As I say that, he drops a fleet beacon. He's like, yeah, 4 gateways. Time to go for Tempests. We know it's going to be Tempest, right? It could be Carriers, technically. But knowing Florencio, he loves Tempests in this matchup because you've got such powerful splash damage versus Bio, right? You've got Storm, Colossus, Disruptors. And one of the best things with the Tempest is just like, it's literally like catapulting the heads of your enemy war prisoners into your opponent's city. Like, it's just to enrage them enough to get them to charge out into a bad fight, right? It's you there going like, we're gonna slit the throats of these hostages. We're gonna piss you off. The Tempest just hits the units from far away and tries to bait the Terran in. So I know he used to be a big fan of that when his opponent went siege tanks. And in this case, tanks, Liberators, both siege units are being built, so he might be going for it. Florencio's got some extra static up, and there we go. There we go. The Tempest. It's a siege artillery craft that attacks from long range, says the tooltip. Yeah, doesn't do a lot of damage for its cost, but it's maneuverable, and it can just kind of hit and run. And usually, I find that when these hit me, I get a bit triggered as the Terran player. I get a bit upset. I'm like, nah! And I tend to run forwards in a rage and eat big Psy Storms or big Disruptor shots. So we'll see if Tapion can avoid that one. Of course, the answer to this sort of style that Florencio is playing would be to multi-prong. If you split up Bio, Florencio doesn't really have any mobility. It's part of why he's building the cannon battery here. He's got cannon battery in the main as well. But if you split your army up, you can always outposition this sort of very slow force. That being said, I think Tapion has shown that is a bit traumatized by what's going on in this game. Scans over there, sees the 4th base is up and mining, and Tapion's going to push towards it, I think. I don't think Tapion wants to let that go unanswered. Tapion does have pretty good production, going up to like, what, 7, 8 barracks, a 2nd starport. Does still need to get these add-ons, and most importantly, get more upgrades. Remember, upgrades are where players tend to outscale Florencio, but we've been sitting on just +1 attack for a long time. That might not be enough. Florencio's got 1 Tempest out, a 2nd one on the way. This base does not have the cannon battery up yet. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a lot of buildings to be losing just as they start. Disruptor shot! Ooh, gets a few Marauders there, but all that static defense is not going to be able to work here. The tanks get a big volley. The Colossus falls. Nice force fields for Florencio. He's got to pull back. He's got to buy time for himself. He's got to get these probes out of here as well. Tapion with a beautiful counter-strike, getting revenge for the cheesy bullshit that's been coming his way all game long. Dodges the Disruptor shot. Florencio loses almost all of his Stalker, Sentries, and Colossus. He's only got 2 Disruptors, 2 Tempests left. Tapion might just be able to finish him off right here. Florencio has to fall back to the safety of the battery. The cannon's down there. Tapion will back off. Might have been able to stim in there to win. But chasing into Disruptor Cannon Battery is always a dicey decision, so I like this. Tapion picks off the exposed base, is going to rotate around and try to take out that other base, but the Tempests continue to be annoying here, picking off Marines and Marauders as they go. Tapion has got a lot more Marines in production, another starport with a reactor as well, and has a decent economy going on 4 base versus 3 base Protoss. Florencio down 50 supply right now. Oh god, he's in so much trouble. He throws a Disruptor shot, though, and gets an Omega hit. Oh my god, making up for the friendly fire Disruptor earlier. Oh my god! The Terran player stims forward and clumps up as much as possible. I think even an attack move, just 0 micro, would have taken less damage to those Disruptor shots. The battery overcharge comes in as well. The cannon's doing their work. The Tempest picking away at this. And Tapion getting... I told you guys, just gets baited by the Tempest. I feel like with each Tempest shot, for somehow, after that ball of energy hits you, you find a fortune cookie on the ground. You're like, what? Where did this come from? The Marines and Marauders, they crack it open, and it says, I banged your mum, lol. noob, easy, get wrecked. And I feel like there's just, the Terran aren't very evolved. Let's put it that way, guys. Let's be real. The like literal offshoots of society, the convicts, the really crappy undesirables, they were the ones who were loaded into the colonial ships off to the Caprulu sector. It's essentially redneck central. That's what the Terran players are. All these units are just like, yeah, they're all spitting that chewing tobacco on the ground, and they're all speaking like really shittily. Half of them are criminals, murderers, and all this sort of stuff. I mean, they read a comment like that, they're like, you can't shit talk my mum, and they just charge into disruptor shots, apparently. Terran are just not very smart, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people are like, oh, the humans are the good ones, they're all educated and awesome and shit. Guys, let's be real, that's Protoss. Protoss are all clean and shit, they're all hoity-toity. They drink their champagne with their pinky sticking out of the flute, you know, if they can have a glass of water, they... Terran, on the other hand, they drink it out of their bloody shoe. They pull a shoe out, pour their beer into it, and are like, yeah, let's go, dickhead. They're not very cultured, and as a result, we can see that, you know, Florencio's psychological warfare tactics is, hey, dickhead, your mum's fat. Keeps on working. Your girlfriend she's a poo-poo head. And the Terran are like, oh, what'd you say about my girlfriend? Whoa! Oh god, run away, get out of there. That's a lot of size, Tom. Okay. Tapion, learning from the previous fight, is like, yeah, this is probably not a good idea. Let's back off from this one. Denies the 5th, does pull back there as well. Tank taking some damage. Oh, these tanks aren't getting home. Tempest gonna run you down. Oh, the artillery does go down in the back line. Now, if you can get enough Vikings up, they'll wreck the Tempest. But the thing is the Psi Storm that's the problem now. So Ghosts are coming in. The problem is, Tapion's gonna need to EMP the Ghosts, have the Vikings shoot down the Colossus and then the Tempest, and then just make sure everything else hasn't already died to Storm and Colossus fire. That's gonna be a bit iffy. Already a Viking does go down there. I think that the Viking production should be number 1, but it's mostly Ghost Marine right now. And Tapion actually has no medevacs. So the bio is not healing right now. These Vikings outnumbered by the Tempest right now. You want to have at least 2 Vikings for each Tempest. At that point, you crush the battle. You've got like 8 or 10 Vikings, but with just 4 or 5, Tempest might actually win this fight. 1 Tempest does fall. There's only 3 Vikings left though, and you're going to get baited into Storm. Watch out, buddy. The Tempest continuing to fire using that range advantage. Remember, they have 15 anti-air range. It's actually disgusting. 14, sorry, is technical. It doesn't look like it's picking off Marines from afar. Tapion needs to pull back from this. You can't keep running in. No, don't go into the Psi Storm. Tapion does get 1 Tempest, dodges the Storm. But still, remember, there's no medevac sealing this. The Ghosts want to EMP the High Templar, but it's very hard for Tapion to actually set up that fight. Now, I do think Tapion maybe could have just stimmed on top if there was more Marauders in the front to tank the Colossus and Stalker fire. And as long as your Ghosts get in and EMP the High Templar, but setting that fight up's another story, and it's almost pure Marine production, which is so weak to the Colossus and the Storm. And the thing is, this is Florencio's number 1 mind game, right? He's used this since day 1 in PvT when I first started casting him. He would always add like Tempests, and it would just bait the Terran into really focusing on like Marines and Vikings, units which just get obliterated by Storm. And it's such a consistent thing. It's like, no, you still need Marauders up front, man. You don't actually, like, if you've got a good pack of Vikings, you don't need many Marines, just more Marauders, more units that can actually survive splash damage. But the classic Terran mistake, just going super Marine heavy. 62 Marines. Oh my lord. And there's only 2 medevacs out there, so they're going to struggle to heal all those units. Now, Mama's out. Mama's going to go down the right side of the map, so I think Florencio's setting up a 1-2 punch. He's going to run in the left side, say Oogie Boogie, maybe start burning this base down, and then he's going to try and recall into the main base. The classic reposition squiggly do. Unfortunately for him, Tapion's actually moving down the right side as well. This could turn into a full-blown base trade. Neither side is aware of where the other is. Tapion cannot see this army. Florencio cannot see this army. And they're both on mirrored sides doing this to each other right now. Florencio is going to come in, starts picking off with the Tempest. He's trying to bait him out, but he's going to find out in a moment. Oh god, Tapion's entire army stimming in right now. His cannons and batteries will be falling very quickly. Florencio, though, set up to recall into the main base. Mama says, hey kids, let's get into the toy factory. She literally smacks open the door, breaks the lock with a crowbar, and lets her 14 offspring run rampant. They have just broken into the bloody Toys R Us bloody factory right now. And she's like, grab everything you can before the fucking security guards come. Go! Florencio's children starting to run rampant in there. At the same time, Tapion is going to go and break through. But look at this. Florencio has actually warped in 2 sentries on the high ground. He's going to try and just hold on to his main. His Colossus does die to the Vikings, but he force fields the ramp. He's building mass cannon in the main. These Vikings! The Vikings are going to get shot down by the cannons. Another force field goes down. Tapion cannot get into the main base. Meanwhile, his entire main base has been completely destroyed. Oh, Florencio. And your Tapion even gives up on it just as the force fields run out. It's like, okay, well, I guess I can't get up there. I better go take out the other bases. But this keeps Florencio's production alive. He can always recall back here. His recall's about to come off cooldown. And everything is getting annihilated for the Terran player, who, by the way, has massively overstimmed this army in the base trade. There's only 3 medevacs, and they're very low on energy. None of the buildings floated out of the main, so Tapion hasn't preserved any buildings or anything like that. Hasn't rebuilt command centers, despite having some money. Tapion is going to go take out this base in the bottom right. Florencio, though, just burning down all the buildings. And remember, in this scenario, you've got already Marines so bad versus Psystorm, and now they're all heavily damaged. There are 4 Ghosts, and there's only actually 1 Colossus for splash damage. So you know what? I mean, honestly, if Tapion can just fight in the open, even though he's down 15 supply, remember, these are all unupgraded units. If he can EMP everything, get his bio healed back up to full, don't stim again until you're fully healed, land EMPs, and then just fight. There's only 1 Colossus that'll really ruin the Marines. The Stalkers and the Tempest suck versus Marines. So this could actually work out for Tapion. Tapion's going to find another Nexus over here. He's trying to land a command center. Florencio's hunting for it right now. Hasn't found the command center in the bottom side, but he's going to find up here this 1 Stalker for Florencio. Sees the command center. He's also going to happen to see the SCVs, which is very good for him. Tapion thinking of coming back, maybe going to corner this army a little bit. That command center will go down. The SCVs, the Drilly boys, they just wanted to find somewhere to hide, man. Oh, they are all just getting blasted off the edge of this map. And here we go. Oh, Ghost coming in, lands some good EMPs. Florencio's going to recall. Oh god, his High Templar got EMP'd, so he recalls out. Tapion stims in and is going to catch all of these Stalkers, though. Not a bad pickup for Tapion, but remember, Tapion's stimming, and there's only so many of those left. There's only 1 Viking. And that's going to lose the fight to these Tempests. Tapion tries to fight, but he loses it. And oh, guess what? The medevac! He's going to kill the medevacs. Guys, the bio just stimmed again. One of the medevacs falls. Oh, man, if he can kill 1 more medevac, that would be huge. But good micro by Tapion to pull it back. But bad micro, sending the Marine Ghost after these Tempests. Gets another Marine. If you get the Ghost, that would be huge. And oh my god, Tapion keeps attack moving. So the units keep getting aggroed back into the Tempest. These Tempests are doing the Lord's work for Florencio. 21 kills, 9 kills, 12 kills. They are so irritating right now. That is a 42 kill trio there. And they're going to take out the command center as well. Now it looks like the High Templar warped in a few more with his gas bank. He's got a lot of them are ticking over 75 energy right now. So he's got at least 3 or 4 Psystorms. Tapion's army is so damaged, and he's going to try and set up down here. And Florencio is just going to walk down and says, bath time! Bath time! Oh, into the mouth. Nice. That was absolutely brutal. Tapion walks into the Psystorm there and just gets absolutely ravaged. Florencio, dude, I'm telling you, the Tempests are just there to distract and bait the Terran into eating that splash damage, and it works like a charm every single time. The Terran could split their army up and take small fights. I have more Marauders in the front. It might actually work okay, but I'm telling you, the pressure you feel when these Tempests are just hitting you from just over the horizon, just these little attacks, just picking off units little by little, it feels like it always sets off something in the Terran where they just like, god damn it, and they run into the splash damage. And we've seen him do it one more time. Well played, Florencio. And a big thanks to everyone for watching this episode of the Florencio Files. A massive thanks to everyone who's been supporting on the Patreon. If you guys want to go above and beyond, please check out the link in the description below. A special thanks to Max and Colonel SC and Jacob, our Dicktown Express conductors. And of course, the one and only, the gigantic Leviathan, who is literally impregnating the channel with their passion. That's Modern Totem. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye and good night.